Anti-ICE agitators taking to the streets of Los Angeles for a fourth straight night as Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth deploys 700 Marines to protect federal buildings. Last night, looters were seen ransacking an Apple store, a CVS, and the Adidas store you see on your screen right now. They even targeted a local sushi restaurant. Oh, okay. Nothing says F the man like targeting the local sushi restaurant. Watch.
Get him out! Yo, stop that shit! Yo, stop that shit! We don't do that shit! No, we don't do that, bro. We don't do that. Hey! No, we don't do that, bro.
If you listen really carefully, you can hear them say, "No MSG. Get me an ahi tuna." This is ridiculous. Some of the crowd yelled for the looters to stop. Of course, they didn't. I mean, LA loves rioting. Like, what is it? What they love it. They love to riot. We don't exactly know who this is, but we certainly saw a lot of Mexican flags and now Guatemalan too. The post-millennials Andy No, he's been on this program before, reports they broke in, they carried out the cash box, they removed the money, and then discarded the empty box in the street. Fined upstanding citizens. And look at this photo. That's the whole point. We don't know if they're citizens or not. We know so many of them are not. Look at this photo. Look at this photo. You got to listen. Okay, listening audience, here's what we're seeing. It's a woman walking down the street in Los Angeles last night. She's carrying a Mexican flag in her hand while also displaying an American flag that's been sewn together with the flag of Guatemala. It's a half and half. Half Guatemalan, half American. That's like a sacrilege. That's like when your Jewish pals get a Christmas tree, even though they don't celebrate Christmas. The two don't necessarily jive together, given the belief system. You don't take the American flag and sew it together with the Guatemalan flag, but that's what we're dealing with out there. We have no idea who these people are. Meantime, President Trump has also authorized another 2,000 National Guard troops to the city, in addition to the 2,000 he announced over the weekend. California Governor Gavin Newsom, still angry about all the help. He'd really prefer to let the city burn, as we saw, obviously, with the massive wildfires. He loves to see this city burn. With his state filing a lawsuit yesterday claiming President Trump exceeded his authority and unlawfully infringed on his role as commander-in-chief of the California Guard. Normally, it is the governors who deploy the Guard, but it is within the president's purview. And by the way, good luck with your lawsuit, because even NPR is admitting that President Trump has this authority. NPR, people. So when NPR is on the side of Donald Trump, your lawsuit's going down, Gavin Newsom. Although, given the state of our judges, who the hell knows? Newsom, not the only one opposing the deployment, the help that's being provided to him. You'd be shocked to learn that MSNBC's Rachel Maddow and Lawrence O'Donnell downplaying the need for the National Guard in the first place, describing the destruction and looting as isolated, affecting only a tiny area. But also, it wouldn't matter how big they actually get, no guard would ever be needed. Watch.
You know this, but just how isolated and tiny a spot of Los Angeles we're talking about. Downtown Los Angeles, where in the areas where these office buildings are, very few people live anywhere near that. It's not a residential area. And so it is this really isolated little spot.
Even if these protests were 100 times the size that they are, there still wouldn't be an operational reason to bring in active duty troops or federalized National Guard. It's not that sort of thing. He's doing this because he's panicking and thinks that he looks weak and therefore he has to do something that seems strong. And it's all because he has no freaking idea how to deal with this politically. And he's absolutely panicking about the, I think, trenchant and joyful and sustainable opposition against him.
Joining me now, the one and only Miranda Devine. She's a columnist for the New York Post, and starting tomorrow, she will be a podcast host too. She's launching her own show called Pod Force One, which is very cute. I like the name. Miranda, welcome back.
Thanks, Megyn. Great to be with you.
Great to see you. All right. So in leftist world, why would the president be panicking about anything right now? Why would he be in a panic over riots in the street as opposed to just being a law and order guy?
Well, he's not panicking at all. He's moving forward with purpose and confidence and doing exactly what Californians would want, apart from people like Rachel Maddow, who is incredible. You just listen to her so confidently espousing her view. It's her fantasy, imagination of what she thinks this gargoyle Donald Trump that she's conjured out of thin air would think or do. It's all just fantasy, and she spins it every night to her dwindling audience. Actually, not every night. I think she does it once a week.
That's right.
First 100 days she was complaining because she had to do it every night. But he's not panicking at all. It should be Gavin Newsom who's panicking, and he kind of is. Gavin Newsom daring Donald Trump and Tom Homan to arrest him. That's desperate. He just wants to get some attention because his eye is on the prize of 2028. He thinks that he has a chance to become president.
There's only one side that's, in my view, playing politics with this. Trump said he'd be in law and order president. He said he would be pro-law enforcement and protect American cities. And that's what he's doing. But Gavin Newsom, for some reason, doesn't want to protect the people of his state. And neither does Karen Bass. Here's the latest. We played this on AM Update. But it's Harry Enton over at CNN, their data guru, talking about how Trump is doing in the polls when it comes to illegal immigration. By the way, you should know that Trump overall has the highest approval rating he's ever had in either term as president. He has no reason to manufacture a crisis or to be panicking. He's sailing higher than ever at the moment. So he has zero reason to create drama. And here's further evidence of that, including on immigration. Here's Harry Enton, Stop 15.
If we just take a look at the baseline numbers here, this is Trump's net approval rating on immigration. It's gone up like a rocket. Compare now versus 8 years ago during Trump's first term. Look at this. In his first term, Trump was way underwater at minus 21 points. But look at this. He's up over 20 points. Now, in the aggregate, he is in positive territory at plus 1 point on his net approval rating. Some other polls even have it a little bit higher than that. There is no issue on which Trump is doing so much better than he was in his first term, more than the issue of immigration. No wonder the Times has written it up the way that he is. Trump is begging for a fight on this because he knows what he's doing so far is working with the American electorate.
So are they playing right into his hands, Miranda?
It just does seem like that. There are polls showing that 75% of Americans want these illegal alien criminals to be deported. And I would say after the last couple of days watching the arson and the riots and the looting in LA, that number will be up to 100%. So, look, it's sort of baffling why the Democrats keep doing this to themselves, because the last 4 years of Joe Biden just flinging open the border and allowing millions of people over, including a whole lot of unvetted, unknown terrorists or criminals, allowing the cartels to take charge of the border, was absolutely toxic politically for them at the 2024 election. Donald Trump himself says that that was the main reason that he won the election. And I think that's one reason why his poll numbers on immigration have gone up so much, because he had the border under control, got no credit for it. And now he has a much tougher task because he's got the border under control. He did that very quickly. But he's got all these millions of people that he needs to deport, at the very least, tens of thousands of these criminal gangbangers and the suspected terrorists that are a sort of ticking time bomb in the country.
The local authorities there, from Gavin Newsom to Karen Bass to California Assembly men and women, are unified, it seems, against President Trump on this. It's amazing. They're like, let our city burn, let the looters loot. We're good. That's the way we like it out here. It's crazy to watch them. Here's the latest from Karen Bass, the mayor in Sot 7.
I just have to say that if you dial back time and go to Friday, If immigration raids had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that went on last night. People in the city have a rapid response network. If they see ICE, they go out and they protest. And so it's just a recipe for pandemonium that is completely unnecessary. Nothing was happening here. Los Angeles was peaceful before Friday.
The problem is that the feds are trying to enforce immigration law. That's the problem, Miranda.
It is. I mean, I think what sparked the raid on Friday, we've just found out, was that ICE was trying to enforce some warrants on some cartel members. So these are bad people. They're the worst of the worst. And Karen Bass is just a liar. She's trying to gaslight the public. And the problem is that she is a communist, and the Democrats' constituency that they seem to care about more than anyone else is illegal migrants. I guess that's why they brought them in. I guess they're hoping that they'll be voting.
Yes, that's how it seems, because she says outright, like, the problem here is that the feds came, ICE came to arrest people. And then you've got the LAPD police chief coming out. This is, by the way, now we're looking at, it looks like a Tesla Cybertruck with F-U-C-K spelled on it, and a Mexican flag off the back, F-U-C-K ICE. Just spinning around and around. Anyway, so Karen Bass says the problem is they tried to enforce federal immigration law. And listen to what the LAPD chief admitted really was kind of the reason why this thing was more challenging than it needed to be for ICE. SOT 9.
I also want to be unequivocally clear. The Los Angeles Police Department does not participate in or coordinate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement on civil immigration enforcement. We've said this over and over again, and I can't stress it enough for the people in our community who have high levels of anxiety about this issue, that we want everybody to believe and be able to call the LAPD in time of need if they've been a victim of a crime or a witness to a crime. We need that.
So the LAPD won't cooperate with ICE. When ICE comes, they're treated like invaders who are inappropriately there to do some lawless work, as opposed to the ones, Miranda, who are there to enforce the laws duly enacted by Congress and the policy duly written into executive orders and affirmed by President Trump. Father's Day is coming up. Let's celebrate all the great fathers out there who have had such a positive influence on our kids and our nation. You want to celebrate a special dad? How about brightening his day by giving him a gift of Riverbend Ranch steaks? Yes, anybody would love to receive this. Riverbend Ranch has been recognized by the team at Certified Angus Beef as having some of the finest quality Black Angus beef in America. The difference in quality and flavor is not by accident. For the last 35 years, the Riverbend Ranch has been raising Black Angus cattle with a focus on flavor and tenderness, carefully sorting the genetics to produce the absolute best quality beef. And they raise their beef the old-fashioned way, without artificial growth hormones and without antibiotics. Riverbend Ranch is all about quality. Last year, the Engineering News Record named the Riverbend Ranch Beef Processing Facility as the best manufacturing facility built in the U.S. in 2024. Exceptional American beef, grown and processed in America. For a very special Father's Day, order directly from riverbendranch.com. This is a great gift. Your dad will not be expecting this. This is like, what do you normally get him, a tie? This is a really cool one that he's really going to enjoy, and so are you. riverbendranch.com. Use promo code Megyn to get $20 off your first order. riverbendranch.com, promo code MEGYN. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.